Today, I just want to talk about this continuation of what I started with. I may just start with a short story about one of the friends to whom we met during our adulthood, but he also graduated from the University of Dar es Salaam, and he went for electrical engineering. So one day we are staying in one apartment, different rooms, so we are kind of next door neighbor. So this day he came to my room and he told me that he wants to prepare a CV so that he can go and distribute the CV to so many organizations in our area in the restaurant. And I was like, hey, do you have any appointment to those organizations? He said no. I was like, but things are quite different now. It is not like you can just go there and put your CV there. So when they need employee, that they'll start to search your CV and call you. So this is kind of all the way of looking for opportunity and chances in life. And this I'm trying to reflect on the education system that the way people are told, I think it doesn't brighten their mind so that they can be wide, clever, and intelligent, to be flexible and adjustable to change in life, to change in approach to acquire what they want. So, sad enough, the guy couldn't edit his CV on the computer. So I gave him the computer and it's like, you can just do your work over there. He said, Michael, I cannot. I felt so bad, and I told him that, man, this isn't right, because here in Tanzania we have uh, junior schools and junior schools in terms of, say, primary education, secondary education. Secondary education from Form 1 up to Form 4. And I may call senior education from Form 5 to Form 6, whereby a person now can join the college. But between Form 1 up to Form 4 and Form 5 up to Form 6, we have schools which are entitled to be special schools, schools which have most intelligent students, and sometimes we call them genius. So he attended one of the schools, and he was based at mathematics. Today he cannot edit a CV using Microsoft Word. Well, I'm not blaming him, I'm not trying to belittle, but I wonder, how do colleges, universities teach engineers things which do not involve computers? How comes, guys? Is it possible? Really? And I looked at his certificates. He had upper second GPA. Electrical engineer with upper second GPA cannot edit a CV on computer. How does that feel? So that's driven my thought that perhaps our professors, our higher government leaders, including the president, may also consider our generation on and where are we going. The world has moved so fast today. People are now flying to another comets. But engineers cannot use the computer. So which kind of faculty are we going to specialize in some future days to come? I'm a research consultant. Sometimes I do give consultation on assignment and term paper to people. I've come to discover new things, new theory, new models, new applications are not coming from our ways until Western people discover that. Well, I'm not trying to belittle my people, but I just want to give the challenge. Why should we wait for them to discover? How many people know that in management we had a generic management which was teaching people to compete over the other industry in the market? Then it translated into strategic management, which was talking about competitive edge of the business, including cost, differentiation, price, and blah blah blah. But today we have blue oceanic strategy. Okay? How many people are aware of that? How many universities in the country have adapted that we have now strategic ocean management in business, industry, market, and so forth? So here we come. How do these electrical engineers told that? How do they did they get the update? Are they current with what they go with how the world want them to be? Are they having computations, mathematics, model which fit today demand? And if it is not that way, how will we change our country? How will we change our continent? If that's so, how can these people have cognitive ability to handle day-to-day challenges in their life? Because staying in class is one thing. As a professor, do you try to impact other ideas of life to the student? If an electrical engineer cannot design a thing which can be helpful to the society so that he can get money, what do you expect? They want to move the CVs everywhere. He may become crazy, and that is one point of traumatic life. So what I'm trying to educate, what I'm trying to share is people, institutions have to be flexible enough to understand we have to be up to date. We have to prepare our people to see the opportunities, creativity, and innovations out of the resources we have. To me, having a big GPA is a great thing. But again, it may not sound well if that big GPA doesn't bring the challenge in our community. Which kind of mentality do you people prepare? Professors in college, which kind of people do you prepare? Imagine the industry, the employment industry is saturated. Yes, that's a challenge all over the world. But what initiatives do people take? Do engineer today? Engineers, any graduates from any faculty, how do they take the initiatives? How? I feel sad, and I just want this video to go to many people, especially people who can educate other people, including parents, professors, and higher government leaders. And I hope one day President may get this message. Please, President, I like the way you govern. I like your bold line way of governing people. You hate corruption. You like fair treatment between poor and rich. But please remember, we are not preparing people who will develop our nation. It is time also to think about or to prepare people who come to the society with a wide perspective of life. Because the students spend so many years in Tanzania in classes, and no wonder the only thing that they are being taught is to answer their papers in theory. That most of the students don't have personal ability to interact with the society. Mostly they tend to be narcissistic people, psychopath, liars, energy drainer. Most of people I meet with. Once you meet with him, once you tell him that you're a research consultant, he starts laughing at you. And he says, hey, you're doing very simple thing, I can do that. Ah, they cannot even adapt the conversation. Graduate student becomes they compete one another. They compete not in a constructive way. They just want to show that they've been doing great in school and they had been having high marks and grades, which is not the implication of life. Nation development, economy, creativity, and innovation. Families don't bother. The only thing most of Tanzanians' family believe is my child is going to school, is performing well. That's all. Whereby now it has come to the point, many college students, many out of 100 college students, 88% are selling something. They are trying to sell candy, they keep candy in their bags and they sell. They used to sell chewing gums, some material, some used to sell exercise books, pens, pencils, rubbers, and sort of kind. But they imitate one another. They don't go out of that, whoever they are trying. And mostly, for example, at the University of Dar es Salaam, it is not allowed for a student to conduct a business. Okay, it's not allowed, but it's one of the best way for those students to adapt to life. Perhaps if the business is unique, may even find the market outside the country. Okay, so because they have small experience and exposure on business, they don't go far away, and they are not selling for the purpose of getting profit. They are selling for the purpose of learning out of their mental confinement. They're trying to cope with the reality because unemployment is pure there. Now, even the student at college, first and second year, they can feel, smell, sense, and see other senior brothers and sisters what are facing the street. So she comes to class, she's inferior, confused, I've been spending times at University of Dar es Salaam, because I'm a research consultant, so I use my computer. I stay at one place trying to read other people work. So I used to meet with a lot of students, and what they tell me is, Michael, that's no employment. What can I do? I'm from very poor family. You see, it feels bad. She's heartbroken already. She doesn't see any other way. Professor is pushing him that, hey, you have to make good grades. Where do you go then? What are you going to improve in the community? Okay. So she's trying to cope with the environment because she knows she won't be employed. She sees her background and family is very poor. So she's trying to sell candy. Do you understand? The candy she's selling, she's not happy because she has not been told that life could be even, extracted from the selling candy and the other thing, away from being pie. So all of a sudden she thinks she's doing something which is not right. But she keep pushing herself, maybe this is going to be right. So she's selling candy. She's shy. She's showing a sad face. She doesn't have pride. She's sad, she feels shy. She doesn't have confidence. Sometimes the auxiliary university security embarrass her. Take the business. Report her to the professor or a department because she's doing not the right thing. She become confused day after day. Through the business she's selling, she become not confident. The lack of confidence on her business is transferred to her education, to her total way of living. She become fearful because she knows she's going nowhere. Most of the group are of the same kind of thought. So they think she oh my God, so sad. So countries are generating people who are incompetent, people who have a lot of grudges, people who are inconfident, people who are not creative, people who are not innovative because of the limited perspectives of life, lack of flexibility and changes. Life is a lot of changes. Those students should be prepared either to be employed or not, but to live the life which support their daily routine and support the nation. But the main area for those people to become competent is at school. And which kind of material are they given? Anyway, they are supposed to be trained either to play football, to play basketball, to play drums. As we Tanzanians, we have culture, African culture. People may also join cultures while they are just pursuing their classes. You see? So we are lacking a very great part of potentiality. And if you get this video, please share with the other people. Share with the people. I wish President may see that, because we need to help the community. That's not enough. Imagine those people. They may one day become leaders. Some of them, they may become employed. How do they cherish day-to-day life? Do they respect other people? Are they not narcissistic? Are they confident, or they're having overconfidence because the preparation with what they may be doing is quite different? somebody is searching for a job so many years. The job become a great opportunity. Then he's becoming employed. His mind is confused already. What kind of actions he is going to be doing? Is there a need to have seminars for the people like me to be moving from one university to another, talking to students? Yes, if possible. Do you have any idea how you can do that? Please share with other people. You are a parent, you have family, you have adult people, you have adult children who went to college. Share with them what I want them to become. Share with them my video. This is great disease. Now, most of Tanzanians youth, they're jumping into politics. Some take it too personal. They fight because of opposition parties. My dear friends, my dear age mates, listen, politics is like any other thing in the world. However, it demands somebody to be clever, intelligent, and daring, but it is not different from other careers. So most of African countries, people take it so personal. They fight civil wars, hatredness, and less civil society. It's because of the schooling system that youth, when they get anything after their graduation, they take it so personal. They don't have any analytical thought and understanding about some things in the universe. Some leaders take advantage of it. In my country, we have two critical opposition parties. The ruling party, which is the CCM, and the opposition party, which is the Chadema. Mostly, people fight, people talk. Yeah, it is part of politics to people to argue and criticizing one another, but it is not the part of a graduate student to base on one side and fight the other side in such a way when he went back home, he's confused already. He puts too much effort, and most of those people, those graduates, are not employed, and they are not acknowledged by those parties. But because they don't have opportunity, so anywhere they think they can show their ability, they enter. But you have to know, politics has a lot of manipulation. You see? So, some killing one another, some ending up using a lot of energy talking and doing some things which are not civilized because of lack of prior preparation in meeting day-to-day life in the universe. This is a culture. Most of the parents, most of the family, when a child goes to school, it is over. The only thing parents will be caring is paying the school fees and providing the requirements. And the only what the school will care is school fees and performance of the student, because most of the schools now are doing business. The best school a parent may think is the one which will make the student to pass. We have exams, standard 4 exams, form 4 examination. We call it a national examination. So some students fail. So A parent believes that if a student goes to a school which will bring his child to another level, that's the best school. The school is fighting for a student to pass the national exam. How do they fight? I know some of the great schools in our country. They have 2 teachers for every subject. Say biology. There is a teacher who enters the class teaching notes, material and theory. And there is also a teacher who enters the class to solve the past national exams of that particular subject. So that the student, when they get to a point of doing the national exam, they are familiar with. Who are you? What are you teaching? What kind of knowledge is that? That is truth and fact. I'm talking from the deepest part of my heart. We are killing our generation. And we have a lot of poor people in thought who are educated in our generation. Now, as I speak, professors, engineers, they're in politics. To me, I think being a professor or a doctor is creativity, innovation, incubation, analytics, and not politics. So most of special schools in our country, including Feza Boys, the school which is admitting wealthier students, it fight to make them passing their national exams. What are you preparing? Which family? Yeah. Which family are happy? Yeah, my son is great. My son is performing. What kind of performance? That's why we have hospitals which do not perform. Our leaders go to outside the country for treatments. Why not white? Why don't white people come to our hospitals? Our engineers. And we are becoming uncivilized day after day. You can't find a group of 10 Africans, Tanzanians with love, segregation, and common sense. So I'm not blaming. So please take this video as one step to understand the broadness of life, consciousness, flexibility, and success in each step of life. My desire is to meet so many people and share with them. But this is the only way now I can reach you. But I'm coming there, I know. I love you so much, and I've decided to do this because I don't want to stay with this thing alone. I just want people to change. President, if you get my message, please know that we need to liberate our people. We need to go somewhere. Most people who are working, who want to come back to school to upgrade their skills, ask them in Tanzania, try to investigate why do they come back to school. Should I tell you one thing? They just want to be promoted. That's the whole thing. And that's how we are differentiated from other nations. That's why, say, Kenyans people are becoming competent than us. We have to perceive education differently. We have to perceive ability and talent of the people, of the children and youth differently. And we have to support them. People are trying to creativity need support. Love them, support them, no need to hate them. You never know how many people he will be helping within the country. So I don't want to talk too much. It's early in the morning, I have to prepare myself, but I'll keep on updating you so many things. By the way, this is my jacket, Ngolongolo, Tanzania. It was my gift from my sponsor when I went to Ngorongoro. So that's all.